My child is so hyperactive. How many times have you heard parents complain about their children to you and unintentionally brand their children as hyperactive children? So, dear parents, there's a huge difference between a normal active child and a child who has ADHD or hyperactive disorder. And the differentiation between this has to be understood. My name is Dr. Pallavi Rao Chaturvedi. I'm an early learning expert and a parenting coach. And today I want to talk to you about the difference between the two and how active children can be managed at home and in school. And I have 5 clear solutions for you. So let's get into it. Kids are normally extremely active, some much more than the others. But that's not a problem. In fact, it's very, very normal. Kids with a hyperactive disorder, on the other hand, find it extremely difficult to function in their normal routines both at home and in school. Your very active child has a truckload of energy which needs to be channelized. So here are 5 tips for you to channelize that energy. Point number 1. Select age-appropriate activities which also catch the interest of the child. Of course, if it is homework, you will need to quieten the child down and then get the task done. Point number 2. Set realistic expectations in terms of attention span of your child. A simple thumb rule is the age of the child into 4 minutes plus or minus a few minutes is the attention span a child can spend on a single activity. So for example, if your child is 5 years old, 5 into 4, 20 minutes. So 18 to 22, 23 minutes is the average amount of time expectation you should have in the first place. After that, stop, take a break and change the activity. Point number 3. Always get the child to do physically active work or sports or physical exercises before you settle down for a quieter activity. So all this physical energy needs to be vented out, and nothing better than outdoor physical exercise to vent that. Once the child comes back home, he is quietened down and is available to do a quieter task. Point number 4. Pick a spot which has no distractions, no noise, and not too visually stimulating an environment. So if you're sitting to do homework, there needs to be a relatively peaceful environment around. And finally, point number 5. You will have to be organized in creating a daily calendar in such a way that the energy level coincides perfectly with the time of the day. For example, at 4 o'clock after a nap, well fed, your child is full of energy and you want to sit down to read a book. That's not going to work. So you will need to figure out when the energy levels are very high, create activities in such a way, and at night time or in the evenings when you know the child is getting tired, that's where you sit to do some more quieter activities like art and craft or painting or reading storybooks. One of the biggest responsibilities we have as parents is to carefully observe our children and not get defensive just in case there's an issue or a developmental lag that needs to be addressed. If you suspect that your child has a hyperactive disorder, please look at this list. If your child seems to be exhibiting 6 or more of these symptoms of ADHD, and it's not just a phase but has been going on for a couple of months continuously, it is probably wise to get into a discussion with your pediatrician. So dear parents, I hope at the end of this video you have understood the difference between an active child and a child who has a hyperactive disorder. So let's not label or unnecessarily confuse the two. Thank you and see you soon.